It's Week 14 of the National Football League. And coming up, it's L'Jarius Sneed. He's one of the last guys you want to target in coverage. It's going to be a good one. And it's coming up next on Madden Football.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Hewitt. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Nick Folk ready to do the honors. And here we go on EA Sports. Devin Duvernay to return it. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out in his 4th season since arriving as the #1 overall pick back in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
Just an all-around great performance from him last week, Kate, in the win. Those 2 touchdowns he had played a big part in the victory, no question. But so did keeping it clean, not throwing a pick. You want to become friendly with your own defense? Make sure they don't have any extra possessions to defend. He did his job, and so did his teammates.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
We'll cobble together a yard there. Jack Gibbons in on the tackle. They'll get that yard back, but no more. It's 3rd and 10. Lawrence working from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down. Jacksonville in punt formation. And I imagine they were hoping they wouldn't need to bring him out so soon into this game. His work begins at the 31. And he's out of bounds. Not the return that he had drawn up. No way. And actually loses yards. So here comes their offense for its opening drive. And leading them out to the 2nd pick of the 2nd round back in 2023. Out of Kentucky, it's Will Levis.
As you're running onto the field with this kind of field position as a quarterback, you're reminded yourself and your huddle, hey, let's be disciplined. Got to be on the details here. Got to take care of the football. And also encourage them and let them know that script you've been working on all week, well, there's a lot of field and there's a lot of plays ahead of them to go and put a score on the board.
Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. Space, left sideline, and he's off to the races. 40. He's at the 30. Gets the 10. He makes it in for the touchdown. These guys drive the length of the field and take a 6-0 lead. Tony Pollard with the touchdown. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
That one splits the uprights. And these guys will jump out to a 7-0 lead. It's all lined up. Folk ready to send this one flying. Here's Duvernay on the return. He's got a lane up past the 30. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. The Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence set to take over on offense once again. And no one has been better than him at finding the end zone through the air all year. He's leading this league in passing touchdowns late in our season. Here's ETN to begin the drive. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
You call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards. They'll take that every single time.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Oh, and the rush is too much. He's taken down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. They just get the play off. Oh, they get to him behind the line, and he loses the football. Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. 1 quarter down in this all-AFC South contest. Neither side separating much so far. We'll return with more NFL action right after this. Lawrence facing 3rd and long. He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Logan Cook on the punt. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. Absolutely crushed his first punt, and here's another huge one. Fields this at the 19. And he's out of bounds. Not the return that he had drawn up. No way. And actually loses yards. And after the punt, the offense comes out onto the field. And they're going to take over possession. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Trying the inside handoff to Pollard. And this one gets up to the 14-yard line before he stopped. Man, he's been having a great first half. Really playing a key role so far in this offense.
But you know and I know what's coming, Kate. We call them adjustments, right? You hit a homer, you take that fastball deep, you're not going to see it anymore. And you get run on like this, the defense going to make some adjustments at halftime.
Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do get home with that sack. You wonder, do they go run on 2nd and longer just to get some yards back? Well, the D guessed run, and guess what? They guessed right. And they're in the driver's seat for 3rd and long.
It's another rushing play. Through the defense, he's past the 20. The 50. 30. 10. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain. And he's just earned something most running backs are never lucky enough to even approach. This is now a 200-yard showing for him on the ground.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll get things started down at Hard Rock Stadium, an AFC East matchup with the Jets visiting Miami. And it's the Dolphins who are out in front in the 2nd quarter. Devon Achane with a touchdown run. From there, we head to the Big Apple, more specifically to MetLife Stadium in Jersey to check on the Giants. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. A touchdown pass there for Derek Carr. Lastly, let's head up to the Twin Cities to check in on the Vikings at home in Minneapolis. And that one all tied as they host the visiting Falcons. It was a strong first half for running back Tony Pollard. He's already over 200 yards rushing. as he's well on his way to what could be a record-breaking performance. This has been a hard-fought battle thus far. Just the one touchdown to this point is still anybody's game at 7-0, as both defenses have been out there trying to one-up one another. These two teams making their final adjustments for the second half ahead. It's time to get back at it. For the call, let's rejoin Kate Scott and Brock Huer.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Returning it from the 4. And they won't really have any field position to speak of. Big mistake as he's out of bounds at his own 2. The home teams returning their offense and this running back to the field. And he's already scored once this game, something he's made a bit of a habit of this season. As we see, he's among the league's best at finding that end zone. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Up the middle, here goes Pollard. He's got to gain a 6 there. Stop that time by Antonio Johnson. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
And he's brought down for a loss. Now, after that play, we've got somebody shaken up. And you don't want to see serious injury in the midst of their playoff push. He's being looked at here. Now a toss. It's Pollard. And they're able to drag him down as he reaches the 15-yard line. A 9-yard gain and good for a 1st down.
That's what I call a healthy return on investment. You run the toss play, looking for positive yards, looking to move the sticks. And I'm looking for that to be called again.
And he's brought down. They're spotting this one right at the 20. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 20-yard line.
Again, a run with Pollard. Has good room at the 35. Finds a seam. Left side. He's off to the races. Tony Pollard. And that is a touchdown. These guys grow the lead coming out of halftime. Tony Pollard with the touchdown. And now it's just he and 4 other running backs, the only players to ever reach 25 rushing touchdowns in a single season. With that score, he joined some great company to be in. Sean Alexander, Priest Holmes, and a couple of Hall of Famers, LaDainian Tomlinson and Emmitt Smith. Folk on now to try the point after. Extra point set right down the middle. And his guys double their lead to 14. It's all lined up. Folk ready to send this one flying. Here's Duvernay on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Jaguars send running back Travis Etienne trotting back out to the field. And you know who the ball is going to when they reach the red zone. He's currently top 5 across the NFL in rushing scores this season. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Inside handoff goes to Etienne. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down. Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. That is caught by Brian Thomas Jr. And he's going to get past the 40 before he goes out.
It It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's Jaguars football. They trail, but it's still within reach. On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. That's Thomas, he's got it. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. The Jaguars are going to call their first timeout. They bring Thomas in motion. First down throw, Lawrence. Throw reeled in by Thomas. Still going to touch him down after a short pickup. Now Lawrence on the play fake. And this is cut for a score, and we are not done here yet. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instant on both sides.
Little able to connect on the point after. And the Jaguars chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. We're down inside the final 90 seconds as they line up for the all-important onside kick. And they aren't able to get it back. The hands team does its job. Ooh, can't get it back on the onside kick. Can still get a final chance with a quick 3-and-out, though, albeit not with a lot of time for them left to work with.
Yeah, Kate, unless they can force a miracle turnover, and we've seen that before, a 3-and-out is really the only avenue remaining. Defense, go buck up.
On the carry, this is Pollard. Escapes a defender. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Right back to Pollard. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Now a timeout called by the Jaguars. That's their 3rd. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Oh, look at this. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And they corral him well behind the line of scrimmage.
This coordinator tried to throw some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a 3rd run after back-to-back negative losses.
Ooh, sharp running here. He's past the 30. And that should just about do it, folks. They take it in for the touchdown, and that should lock up this win. So that should be the one that does it, Brock. A big one late that puts them up here 2 scores.
What a complete performance overall. The clock where it is and where it stands right now, Kate, that should be the capper. And that is so satisfying as an offense to go up 2 scores.
Folk with a point after. And these guys double their lead to 14. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout, so that's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. It's all lined up. Folk ready to send this one flying. Here's Duvernay on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. Jacksonville heading out there on offense. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down. Lawrence now off the play action. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target and make a play on it.
Looking to throw it. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a fourth down.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Desperation time here on fourth. Trying to push it deep downfield. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover. Wow, an aggressive choice to go for it on fourth and that kind of distance, and an equally aggressive play in coverage to pick that pass off.
Yeah, that down and distance, you're not running it, right? Too far to get to the stick, so that defense had all eyes on the quarterback. They knew that pass was coming, and it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to execute it and go take it away. That's a big momentum swing for this defense.
And that play backfired. He's brought down way behind the line. So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And it's harder and harder not to mention, Brock, the possibility of an undefeated season as they add another to their total here in the penultimate month of the campaign. So that puts a bow on this one. For my partner, Brock Heward, and everyone involved on our crew, I'm Kate Scott signing off. This has been another presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It was a great effort from our winners as we say thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.